Urban sketching is all about capturing the world around us on location. But what if you can't get outside? Maybe the weather's bad. But whatever the reason, doesn't mean you have to stop sketching. I can't go out sketching at the moment, but it didn't mean that I didn't want to do something creative and still be drawing. So in this video I'm going to go over 6 of the things that I've found to occupy myself and other ways that I can keep drawing and sketching and being creative and artistic without actually going outside and sketching on location. So these might not be urban sketching in the strictest sense, but they'll keep your creativity flowing, hopefully sharpen your skills a little bit, and you might even discover a new favourite way of drawing. So let's get started. Number 1, sketch the room you're in. If you want a low effort way to get started, there's no better way or no easier way than sketching the room that you're actually in at the moment. It's a great way to practice perspective and composition just using simple materials. You could just use a pen and pencil and a sketchbook. If you want to add some colour, this could be the perfect opportunity to try out some new materials, maybe some coloured pencils, some alcohol markers perhaps. I also found a small folding lap table that I found really useful. I'll put a link in the description. It's lightweight, folds flat, and it's really handy just to have on your lap with a sketchbook and some simple materials. Number 2, draw the view from your window. Your window can be the portal to urban sketching. Maybe it's the neighbour's house, the neighbour's car, which is classic urban sketching anyway. Birds on a bird feeder, or even a landscape if you're living in a more rural area. No matter what's outside, there's bound to be something that's worth sketching. Number 3, draw from photos. Now this will have the die-hard urban sketchers clutching their pearls. But if your window view really isn't that inspiring, or it's dark outside, or you've sketched all the views from all the windows, drawing from a photo is another great option. You could dig out some of your own old travel pictures, for example, and revisit a favourite trip in a sketch. You could take a virtual tour of the world using Google Street View. And if you want something more urban, maybe just some normal houses perhaps, have a look on estate agents' websites. They're an absolute goldmine because they get the best view, the front-on view of any house that you can't really get unless you sit outside with a camera or a sketchbook looking a bit dodgy. If you are on social media, there are some great pages dedicated to architecture. I'm in the UK and I quite like drawing Japanese houses, and there are some great Instagram accounts for Japanese storefronts and Japanese houses. And if you want some inspiration, I'd encourage you to look up Albert Kiefer. He's a Dutch sketcher called House Sketcher, and he does lots of Japanese houses using alcohol markers, and I find watching him a great source of inspiration. Another artist I quite like to watch is Montreal Sketcher. I think his name's Leslie Parsons, and he does similar sort of things, storefronts, buildings, and watching people whose style you like can really encourage you to go and get your own stuff out and also try new stuff. I mean, it's because of Albert Kiefer, House Sketcher, that I went and bought some Ohuhu markers. He uses Copics, I think, and I didn't know if I'd like them or not, and Ohuhu are a cheaper brand that get good reviews, and they're great fun. Number 4, try a Draw This in Your Style challenge. Now, I realise not everyone's a fan of social media, but if you are on Instagram, there are lots of artists who set these challenges and provide some inspiring photographs of different buildings in different parts of the world. So if you search for the hashtag Draw This in Your Style or hashtag DTIYS, sorry to think about that, you'll not only see some photographs of places that you might not have thought of, but you'll also see lots of other people's efforts. The best part is you can see how other people interpret the same subject. This can be great. This can give you some really good ideas of the way to tackle something in a totally different style. So it may end up not being Draw This in Your Style, but drawing this in a new style, because it might encourage you to try different materials. different styles. It's really quite a good source of inspiration and gets you chatting online, if that's what you want to do, with other artists and building up a little bit of a following and finding some good people to follow who you may not otherwise have discovered. I've also discovered different material combinations through these challenges, like using alcohol markers and coloured pencils together, which I'd never tried before, and maybe my early attempts aren't particularly successful, but it's good fun. Bit of a word of warning though, this might lead you to buying more art supplies, but that's never really a bad thing, is it? Number 5, redraw an old sketch. So speaking of trying out new materials, why not dig out one of your old sketches and redraw it with completely different materials? It's a great way to give your artwork a new perspective. So before I go on to my final suggestion, let me know in the comments if you've got any ideas and suggestions of your own, the sort of things you do in this situation. And if you're enjoying these ideas, then please do give a thumbs up, and if you're new here, subscribe. It really does help. Thanks. And number 6, get inspired by art books. Now if you're like me, you've probably got a stack of art books gathering dust in the corner. So now's a good time to perhaps get them out and flip through them. They almost always spark some sort of inspiration, and some of them even include exercises and tutorials. A book I started reading last week, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain, included a really interesting exercise that was designed to help you to draw what you see, not what you think you see. It was a really fun challenge actually, and if you'd like to have a go too, check out this video here. Thanks for watching and happy sketching.